Have you heard the quote, pay yourself first? Or maybe save for a rainy day? Now, there's always a debate whether you should be paying down debt first or create the savings account. That's a decision that you have to make. I would say to you, create a savings account first, an emergency fund, because what likely will happen if you don't have any savings and an emergency happens, you're probably going to turn to credit and increase your credit debt. And that's not going to put you ahead of the game. So focusing in on creating savings is really important. Now, according to Bankrate in January of 2022, 53% of the US had some form of savings. However, this is an interesting note. 22% of the US and 32% of millennials had more credit card debt than they did savings. The good news is that from January of 2021, the people who had more credit card debt than savings was 27%. So it's come down in 2022. And I would say a lot of that probably has to do with those historic interest rates that we had, the ability to refinance and cash out and to pay off a lot of the debt. So a lot of people had more ability to pay down debt and then increase their savings. And I know that we took advantage of that ourselves. Now, having savings is such an important part of just overall budgeting and taking care of your financial standpoint. But if you want to buy a house, you're going to need to save for that house. So in today's video, we're going to talk about 5 tips to get and create savings. So stay tuned. Hey, Laura Gallen here with Mountain Prairie Living, empowered by ERA Shields, and welcome to my channel where I answer questions about the home buying and selling process, talk about this awesome place, Colorado Springs, and I share with you the process of home buying and selling. So in today's video, we're going to talk about creating savings, and it's not always easy for some, and especially when we're looking at an income to housing affordability issue that's going on not only here in Colorado Springs, but also across the US. But it can be done. It's really important to focus in on what you want to achieve, and taking control of your finances relieves stress as well as gives you a sense of confidence that you are taking your money and placing it where you want it to be and not giving up so much interest, especially in inflationary times, to someone else for all that hard work that you did at work every day. Let's get into some tips on how to create savings. The very first one is kind of simple, but a lot of people don't do it. It's make and stick to a budget. So the first step of making a budget, it's really important step because you're going to start to see, where do you put your money? Now, we bank with Ent, and I know on my account I can actually tell the account and make a pie chart of where I spent my money, as long as I just use my card and I don't take cash out. If I'm using my card all the time, I can really start to see where my money goes. So that's one way to kind of get a feel for what you spend money on. You'd be surprised. You might spend a lot of money in places you don't even think about. So creating and sticking to a budget is the number one thing to do, because understanding what you need to spend every month is really important before you can decide what needs to go into savings. So creating that budget and sticking to it is the number one way to find out, do you have the ability to create some form of savings? If you've never done a budget, there are some Facebook groups, there's some great YouTube channels. So reach out and explore that and learn a little bit more about how to create a good budget for yourself, and one that's really honest so that you can stick to it. The second tip is pay yourself first. So what does that mean? It means that if you have automatic deposit from your for your paycheck, or maybe you get a check, the very first thing is that maybe once a month or every time you get paid, you take a certain amount off the top and it goes directly into savings. That way you never see it. And when you're creating your budget, create your budget on the money that is after you put your money into the savings, as long as you can afford that initially. If not, it might have to come later. But pay yourself first. Put it directly into savings. Number 3, look for places that you can find money and recapture money. Things like subscriptions or Starbucks every other day or 3 times a day. I'm kind of guilty of that at times. See if there's places that you can adjust and get rid of subscriptions just for a short period of time to gain that money back. I think another area that might be hard to swallow would be to not buy new cars or not do a car payment if possible, or maybe just for a short term, if you have 2 cars in the family, go down to 1 car, sell one of those cars, get rid of that car payment, the insurance, the gas cost, the maintenance cost, and bring that money back into the house to pay down debt and to create savings. So those are some ways to cut back on unnecessary spending. And it's difficult. Those are difficult decisions for some people. But one of the number one things I tend to see that blows people out of the water for qualifying for a home loan is a very high car payment. And of course, the maintenance of those cars is very high. So initially, maybe you're buying used cars that you pay cash for with no car payment. It still has maintenance, it still has gas and insurance, but save for that, pay cash, and then there's no car payment. Live like that for a while to get yourself into a better financial place. Number 4. Find secondary income, something for short term that's going to help you pay down debt, or maybe that money goes directly to savings. You make enough to pay all of your debt, but you need to have a little bit more to add to savings. So maybe it's Grubhub, maybe it's pizza, maybe it's an affiliate marketing YouTube channel. Maybe you create a YouTube channel for your family in the house. I've seen plenty of women that clean their house and decorate their house, and they do a lot of affiliate marketing. So there's a variety of ways to get additional income. So finding a secondary source of income to help create savings, or to help create savings and pay down debt. Now this one you might not have thought of. Here's number 5. Take advantage of tax-free types of accounts, like an HSA account, where the money that you go to pay for medical bills goes into the HSA debt or before taxes, and you don't pay taxes on it. So you can use that to pay your medical bills each month. That's what we do. Unfortunately, I have quite a bit of bills, so it's been a great tax savings for us. Or maybe you're putting your money into an IRA or a 401k, and that's a tax shelter for savings also. So don't forget to look into accounts that are tax savings for you, because that's going to save you in the long run and put you in a better financial situation. You create the life that you choose. Your actions and your behaviors every day are part of what puts you where you are. You can get yourself out of any debt if you need to, but it might take a little bit of work. So take control of your money, start to take a look at it. Start with number 1, the budget, because I think that's one that many people miss. Warren Buffett said something really profound. I'm going to read it to you. Do not save what is left after spending. Spend what is left after savings. And that's hard for some of us. I hope this video was of value to you. If it was, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to learn more about how your FICO score is calculated and how you can improve it, then check out this video next. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.